Hey guys, welcome back to Aussie Custom Garage. Today, working on the Hilux. Like I said, got some cleaning to do. Pull the rocker covers off, put new gaskets on each, re-silicone them, then do some cleaning and stuff like that. Also guys, if you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do. I really want to get up to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That's a goal of mine. So I'm going to try and push out one, if not two videos a week. Whether it's on Flubby or the Hilux. I've also got, probably the next video actually is going to be my dad. He actually brought a Chevy C10. So he wants to do a cab off restoration sort of thing on it for a work use for him. So I'm probably going to do that on the weekend actually. So I'll film that for you guys, and if you guys are into your Chevy stuff. He was talking about he's got sort of 20-inch Boyd Coddington wheels on it that's going on it. He's got a small block Chevy in it that he's putting a B&M blower on it. So he's hoping for around about 550, 600 at the wheels, which would be pretty cool in a heavy old ute like that. Yeah, like I said, rocker cover gaskets, oil filter, oil. And yeah, change that steering arm, and we'll go from there with it, guys. So we'll get stuck into it. Alright guys, let the rocker cover off, and again, Pro Comp fucking rockers, they all seem to be alright. Oh, besides that one's really loose. Had issues with that one before. I think the posi lock might be stuffed on it. I'll have to pull it off and have a look. But definitely a gasket again has let go. It's all set on there, so I'd say what's happened is when I've put them on, they've pushed the gasket out on it, because it's not a straight, easy point to put it straight on. Obviously you got the firewall and everything there that you got to fight with, and yeah, so I'll check that rocker, and which is strange, it wasn't rattling, so where it rattled really bad last time. Hopefully it hasn't coil binded that spring again, but I'll have a look and we'll go from there with it, boys. Cool. Right, so they're all tight now. I'll clean off that surface around there where the gasket has to sit. Then come over here, clean all this goop off, remove that old gasket. Yeah. See, I literally put these on, I would say 3 months ago, on this side, and they've oil soaked and they're split and then they're broke, so there's no point having them on there, they're going to leak. But yeah, I'll get that changed over now, get there, clean all that up spotlessly. I've got some isopropyl, whatever you want to call it, I can't say it, isopropyl alcohol. Spray over it to make sure the surface is nice and clean as also. I've got wax and grease remover there, but at least with that alcohol it's going to ensure that it's going to be clean completely and have no contaminants. So yeah, I'll do a time lapse on that, and we'll glue that one back on, we'll rip the other side off and start the process again. Check those rockers on the other side and go from there with it. that's the bottom of it cleaned up enough for this moment. I'm now going to get there with this little Milwaukee polisher. Get stuck into it. I've got a couple of things to use. I want to try this metal polish by Bowden's. If it doesn't do what I want it to do, I've got some of this Auto Sol Shine. It's meant to be pretty good. So we'll see how this goes first. Just on this little M12 polisher. And yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, so I've smeared a bit of the polish on there from the Bowden's polish now. I'll set you guys up on here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Not that you probably really care. Smear that around, make it all nice. So as you can see, definitely come up a hell of a lot better. Still got all that in there, so I'll give all that a good hard go now. And on the end, gave this end a little bit of a clean. It's probably hard to pick up on camera, but I won't bore you guys with me doing the entirety of the rocker cover. Well, I'll clean it up and then I'll show you guys when I'm about to fit it. Alright, I've chucked some gasket maker on there. I've tried it a different way this time, because I normally put the RTV on there, the silicone, place the gasket on there. This time I've opted to put the studs through, just to hold it in place this time, and I'm going to let it actually set for more than 2.5 seconds like I normally do and try and put it on there. Because like I said, I'm fucking over this. So I won't even touch the silicone. I'm so tempted to fuck with it, but I'm not going to. So I will start pulling this side off, I think. I won't really bore you guys with me removing all that. I don't know whether I'm going to have time to get all this finished tonight now, looking at the time. So I might end up doing this as a couple of, it's going to be one video for you guys, but it'll be a couple of nights for me. So I might come back up here early tomorrow morning or something like that to try and knock the rest of it over for you guys so I can get this video uploaded. Let me know if you guys are happy with one video a week or if you're keen for 2 videos a week. I'll try and bang out 2. If you guys are keen, I'll find stuff to try and try to film for you guys. Like I said, I've got my dad's C10 that we're going to start building. So we'll get that on the roll, and engine block's getting dropped off. That's my dad's tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I'm doing it. So he can drop that off to Dennis Lodge on Friday, which is tonight's Wednesday. So yeah, fingers crossed, everything's all good. There's no cracks in it. Looking at it, didn't look like it was, but see how we go. Okay, I've got that other side rocker cover off. All the rockers seem to look alright. I did have a quick squiz over them beforehand, which they should be all pretty good. They've all got decent amount of rocker play, which you should have. Now, should be able to see the difference on camera. Like, I haven't done a pristine job on that rocker cover. I don't really care. Then you look at this one and you can see what it looks like. It's absolutely putrid. So same thing, we'll do it, give it a really good clean up. I should probably lift it up, drop the oil out of it as well. Change the oil filter on it. Was it a Z160? Cool, I did grab a Z160. I couldn't remember what oil pump was on if it was a Z30 or if it was a Z160. That's the 5 litre, injected 5 litre oil pump on this. But if this doesn't fix the oil pressure issues with this thicker oil, I'm going to have to pull the oil pump off and shim the spring for to boost more pressure into it. When it's cold, it runs at about 60. About 60, I think, by memory on idle, and revs up to about 90. But once it gets quite warm in the engine, you know, it gets down to about 15 psi on idle, which scares me. I don't like it, so that wouldn't be helping. I do want to get it tuned as well, so I'm going to have a chat with Jesse from McKay Performance here in Dubbo, see whether he's confident in trying to tune this with the ice ignition that's in it, just to get it to run a little bit better, because I do actually thinking about actually running it down the 8th mile at a local track at Bradengra in Wellington. Put a set of stockies on the back and see what it does. I reckon it'll be a bit of fun once it's tuned up. It'll be interesting to see what sort of power numbers it's going to punch out. I don't think it's going to be much. It's probably going to be around about 240, 260 at the wheels, I'd imagine. But for something this light, it'd be a bit of fun. I've never run this engine with anything other than the 22s on the back, so it's a big diameter wheel to turn, and it'll spin second gear if you try hard enough. So I reckon with 15s or a set of 14s, I should almost be able to power skid it, providing I don't break the gearbox. But if the wheels are spinning, it shouldn't break. Alrighty guys, so drop the oil out of it. I don't think there's going to be much oil in it, to be honest. It's leaked quite a lot out in the last, I don't know, 6 months or so. Probably helped contribute to the what was it doing? It was fucking to the oil pressure problems. Wouldn't have been helping, that's for sure. So yeah, this is underneath the old girl. There's nothing special about it. The old exhaust is a bit how you're going. I've welded it together with a gasless MIG, and yeah, it was a heap of shit. So it's got a high A stiff in it, 355 diff ratio, big tyres on the back. What are they? They're where is it? What size is it? 265/35 22. So yeah, she's a big size tyre, which is almost as big in profile size as what I'm going to be running on Flubby. I'm going to be running a 275, not a 265. 15 on it, so it's going to be a big one. So got the Aeroflow fuel pump sitting up in there. I need to probably wind those torsion bars up a bit as well, in all honesty. I actually want to get new wheels for it, to be honest. If you guys know of anyone with a nice set of 18s or even 17s probably look a bit silly, but probably 18s I'd like to go. I do like the Jap spec ones, like they call them the Rotogrids. I reckon that'd look pretty cool on here in white. But this drag bar here is what we've got to replace. It's got, you can see all that play in there. It's disgusting on how much play is in it. I need to fix that before I drive it again. Everything else seems alright for now. That definitely seems to be the main culprit. I ordered one, but I ordered a 4-wheel drive one, not a 2-wheel drive. apparently they're different. I thought they'd be the same, but they're not. But yeah, I'll let this oil finish dropping out. And yeah, get that oil filter off. As you can see, the old owner that built the ute, all he's done is used a bit of RHS and welded it to the chassis rails and bolted her up. It's got a Dello bell housing in it with the stock, I can't remember what they call them, it's a W51 or something like that, the gearbox itself. And I've just got an Exceedy heavy duty clutch in it, one of those pink ones that you can get. It's just what they offered to me, so that's what I took. And the flywheel was out of a HX, which was originally in the 253, so I just got that machined and cleaned up. So happy days. I'll finish that off, let that oil drain, spin that filter off, and yeah, lower him back down. We can fill it up with oil and put these rocket covers back on. It's probably going to be easy. I've just finished off this other rocket cover now. It's setting, so the other one's over here. She's pretty well set, so it's been sitting like that for about an hour now, so fingers crossed it's all good to go. But yeah, that's where we're up to. Alright boys, we're ready to put this rocker cover back on this side. Turn that light on. I don't know whether that's really going to help too much. I'll go grab that rocker cover. Line all that up for you. That'll do. Should be set enough now, I'm hoping. So I'm really sick of fucking around with it. Yep, that's the right way around. I waited longer than I normally would wait, so I'm proud of myself. People that know me, that when I work on this sort of stuff, I rush it. And you really shouldn't, but yeah, the fun part of trying to line these fucking things up. Line these bolt holes up. I reckon that's why it leaks half the time. Move that out of the road. Alright, they're started. Happy days. Yeah, I'm hoping that it won't leak. I'll be really upset if it does. Knowing my luck, it will. I'm just lucky like that. But yeah, well, while yous are there, I might as well talk to yous. So, you guys, I've mentioned it a couple of times, but I haven't really got too much of a response. I mucked around a few nights ago about doing live streams on YouTube. You know, if you guys are interested, I might chuck it up on my Instagram to put a poll up to see whether you guys are actually interested in it. And if you wanted to, you know, get on there, we can talk about your cars, what you're building, all that sort of stuff. And any question you guys have got. I know there's a few guys that I've spoken to that have actually commented on the videos saying that they're doing, you know, the mini tub kit or something like that in another car. And you know, my videos help them with what they're doing. Gives them a little bit of a pointer. You know, like I said, I'm definitely no professional when it comes to all this. I'm just like you guys, have a bit of fun in my shed, learning as I go. But yeah, we'll go from there. I'll nip all the rest of these up, chuck the other side on, and yeah, we'll chuck some oil in it and give it a kick in the guts and see what it does. Alright, time for the oil. Now, don't judge me. I don't have a funnel up the shed. So, yes, I'm using a fucking bottle. Yes, I will be getting a proper funnel. But, for now, this will do. This oil, guys, I've already filled the oil filter up. But this oil is so thick and goopy. Look at how slow it pours out. You probably can't really see it on the camera that well. But that's so thick. So I reckon that might solve a lot of our oil pressure problems. Alright, we're all back together. All the leads are on. Yeah, not much else to that. Gotta get this wheel off now and have a look at that box. And yeah, I'm not too sure. I've never done one of these before, so I don't know whether it's going to be an absolute bastard to do or what the go is going to be. We'll also remove this sticker off the side. It's not my business anymore, so I don't need to be advertising any of this anymore. Yeah. I really need to upgrade the brakes on this thing too, because these front brakes are puny, tiny little pieces of crap. Should just be 3 bolts and that one there. So I'll have a look. I'll get the other one out of the box and see what the go is with it and go from there with it. Our time last time, so we'll get this wheel taken off and get stuck back into that steering arm, and yeah, we'll get stuck into it. Alright guys, I've broken that joint there, so it should all come off somewhat decently. Get a light on. Undone it off there. That'll drop down. I have cracked the bolts here. So they'll come out. There's a nut on the other side of those 2 bottom ones, so I'll undo those now and I'll show you guys once it's done. Alright guys, so we've got them both off. Matched them up, they both look pretty much identical once they're sitting there, so fingers crossed it should all bolt back in. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is that it might be a bit flogged out on that ball joint. We'll have a look now and see how it goes. Hoping it'll just fit straight over. Might not fit. See how I go. I might have to make that hole a little bit bigger, which I might have a look at that now anyway. And yeah, we'll go from there with it. All good. I just had it upside down. Alright, so I'll put a couple of those bolts back in, sit it back up in place. It's all nice and tight now, so fingers crossed that it should all just go straight back together. Nothing ever normally does, but I'll chuck all those bolts back in, we'll go from that. Right, that's it all back on, all done up nice and tight. All full of grease. We just greased it all up, it's all good. That wheel should be nice and less loose now, which it is, which is great. So yeah, I'll chuck this wheel back on. Just do a quick nut and bolt check on everything, make sure everything's all good, and lower it back down. Guys, all back together. Shouldn't have any play in it now. She's tight as, which is good. Get a wheel alignment done on it. Yeah, it should be good to sort of cruise around with. I will get these stickers pulled off as well, since I no longer own the business anymore, so I'll get a heat gun out and pull those off, but I probably won't bore you guys with me doing all that. But that'll probably wrap up the video for today. If you like it, please like, subscribe to the channel. Also comment. I always reply back to you guys with your comments. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Peace.